There was a time in my life when I kept trying to fix something that had already ended, not because I didn't see the signs or because I was blind, but because accepting it meant accepting everything that would disappear with it. And that was the part I wasn't ready for. Most people think loss hurts, leaves. But that's not entirely true. Loss hurts because when something leaves, it takes pieces of your imagined future with it. It takes routines, it takes identity, it takes certainty. It takes the version of you that felt secure. And if you don't consciously acknowledge those secondary losses, you begin clinging to the main one as if holding it will stop the collapse. But it never does. It only delays acceptance, and delay is expensive. Imagine a river. You step into it one morning and the water feels familiar and predictable. The next morning you step into it again, but it is not the same water. It looks the same and feels similar, but it has already moved on. That is how life works. The relationship that felt stable has already shifted. The opportunity that looked solid has already changed shape. The version of you that once felt confident has already evolved or fractured. And yet we stand in the same place pretending the current hasn't moved. We argue with reality as if reality negotiates. Change is not an interruption of life, but the structure of it. And when you accept that everything changes, you stop being shocked by movement, and shock is what creates suffering. Clinging is rarely about love. Clinging is about identity. You are not just holding on to a person, you are holding on to who you were when you were with them. You are not just holding on to a job, you are holding on to the certainty it gave you. You are not just holding on to a plan, you are holding on to the illusion that life was under control. The ego hates instability and would rather suffer in something familiar than face the emptiness of transition. But emptiness is not destruction, it is space. Attachment creates friction against impermanence. Everything moves, everything shifts, everything dissolves. And when you resist that, you are fighting the structure of existence itself. And that is exhausting. When you lose something significant, you must calculate the real damage, not emotionally, but strategically. If this is truly gone, what else goes with it? What habits must change? What financial adjustments must be made? What conversations must stop? What expectations must die? We suffer not only in imagination, but because we refuse to measure reality honestly. You do not recover from loss by pretending it did not cost you. You recover by estimating the cost precisely. When a business takes a hit, the first action is assessment, not panic. But in personal loss, we become dramatic instead of deliberate. We replay, we negotiate internally, we fantasize about reversal while energy leaks. Nature does not cling. Trees release their leaves because they understand winter is coming. Letting go is not emotional weakness, it is structural intelligence. Water is powerful because it adapts and yields, yet carves mountains over time. That is not passivity, but strategic softness. When something is gone, your job is not to resurrect it. Your job is to reduce additional damage. Because you lose a relationship, then you lose sleep, then you lose discipline, then you lose clarity, and one loss becomes four, not by fate, but by unregulated reaction. There was a moment when I stopped asking, how do I fix this, and started asking, what must I accept now? And that shift changed everything, because acceptance is not surrender to defeat, it is alignment with reality. And once you align with reality, you regain leverage. Resistance wastes strength. And when you stop clinging, you do not become emotionless. You become clear, and clarity restores power. Life does not pause for your grief. The river continues, seasons continue, people move forward, and you must decide whether you will stand frozen in what was or step into what is. Maturity begins not in suppressing pain or pretending it did not matter, but in understanding that what is gone has already gone, and your refusal does not bring it back. It only keeps you stuck at the scene of its departure. Letting go does not mean it meant nothing. It means you are choosing not to bleed twice. You are choosing to honor the lesson instead of worship the memory. You are choosing to conserve energy instead of spend it on reversal fantasies. And when you do that, peace arrives. Not excitement or joy, but peace. A quiet recognition that you are still here, that what remains is enough to rebuild, that time will pass whether you resist or cooperate, and that between seasons, growth is invisible but active. You are not behind. You are recalibrating. You are not broken. You are adjusting to a new climate. Once you stop gripping what has already fallen, your hands become free again, free to build, free to reshape, free to move with the current instead of against it. Because the river has already moved, and the question is not whether it will come back, but whether you are ready to step forward with it.